going, guys? This is Fiery Foxkin here, and welcome back to the Crazy Cooking Vlog. Now, today we are going to have a little bit of an interesting treat for you today because of the fact that we are actually not going to be using a recipe, and we are going to try to do our best to make homemade hamburgers from scratch through thought process and potential use of stuff that we find around our house, I guess is the best way to explain it. So yeah, follow along. We don't have a recipe for this, so if you have an issue, or if you're trying to follow along, just kind of, if you need to, pause the video, rewind it, that kind of thing. If you accidentally skip something, but we'll try to kind of keep you up to date as to how much of everything we're going to be using. So it's going to be an interesting video. Hopefully it'll work out well and the burgers will taste good, and then you can try it yourself and see what happens. But let's start the video. Anyways, so today we are making hamburgers, homemade hamburgers. So oh shoot, we're missing some stuff, but what we have here is we're going to use the Italian style breadcrumbs. We've got a little bit of sriracha just for a little bit of spice and some flavor. Yes, we're going to get to that in a second. And a little bit of barbecue sauce just for flavor. And what you're going to need is also we're using 2 pounds of meat. So, well, just a little bit over 2 pounds of meat because we split our own meat. So we're going to be using 2 eggs as well, just to kind of stick everything together. And hopefully this will actually come out well. So basically what we've done is we've taken the 2 pounds of meat and we put them in the bowl, just the way that they are. And I've already added a little bit of sriracha. And actually what I want to do is add a little bit more, just a little bit more, because I like my stuff a little bit spicier. And so do my children. My wife not so much, but and yeah, basically all that we're going to do is we're going to take everything and put it all into the same bowl and then mix it around until we get about the right consistency. So for the barbecue sauce, we're probably going to be using maybe, I don't know, about 2 tablespoons. I'm going to try to do about 2 tablespoons. So
2 tablespoons?
2 tablespoons? 2 tablespoons?
Yes.
That's about 2 tablespoons. Maybe just
closer to 3.
It's about 2 to 3, whatever you want. It's basically up to you. If you want to use the barbecue sauce, you don't have to. Really, generally, the way that you make barbecue, or you make the onion or the hamburgers, is breadcrumbs or flour and eggs. So if you just want to do that, and then you kind of add in a little bit of onion powder, which is what I was saying before. I forgot the onion powder, but I do have onion powder, so we'll grab that in a second. So what we want to do? It's all right there. You can't grab it. Do you want to crack the eggs?
I challenge you to do that without climbing the counter.
Yeah. Getting the freaking onion powder that's on the top shelf. That's a good idea. Okay, so I'm gonna grab the onion powder. Anthony's gonna crack the eggs.
Good job of not getting any shell in there. Just put it on the counter.
Oh yeah, you're gonna need a big bowl and possibly a spoon as well.
Or your fingers.
Yeah, unless you don't want it. That's if you don't want to. It looks pretty good. Where are you going?
We have a sink.
There's a sink over there.
Dude. We have a sink. Use it without splashing yourself.
All right. Then I'm gonna add in the onion powder now, because the breadcrumbs are gonna be our catalyst. So we're just gonna keep adding that until we get the right consistency.
And they're Italian style, so they're seasoned.
They're seasoned. If you don't want seasoned one, if you don't want to use the Italian ones, you can use regular breadcrumbs. They come in plain as well, or original style.
Or you just, bake some bread and crunch it.
So, again, I'm using my palm. So it's about a nice decent palm size. About that much.
About a tablespoon.
Yeah, it's about a tablespoon, maybe a teaspoon and a half ish, maybe 2 teaspoons ish. I think our conversion chart says that I've been telling them lies the whole time. So, because we actually have a conversion chart.
Yeah.
Right here, and it actually says that 2 teaspoons does not equal 1 tablespoon. It's actually 3 teaspoons equals 1 tablespoon. But I've never had a problem in my entire career of cooking or eating to tell me otherwise. Therefore, I'm going to continue assuming that 2 teaspoons is 1 tablespoon. All right, that's our conversion chart. So if you notice, it's got all the little things on it. It gives you the cups versus fluid ounces versus tablespoons versus teaspoons versus milliliters. So it's kind of neat.
No. But what are you doing? We're not using a spoon. We're gonna mix it with love. Cold our fingers.
Mix it with love. That means your fingers. Get them in there. All right.
Dude, I'm not washing more dishes. Now put that back. Off your neck.
We don't need spoons. If you're making this for somebody else, then don't use your fingers.
Unless you like them.
Unless you're super comfortable with them.
Or they're not germaphobes. Make sure they're not afraid of germs.
You're just being as silly as children.
Yes, but I'm still flat.
You're still flat. What? Okay, you. Hands in. Look. Oh yeah. Okay, now that your hands are in there, you can do.
No. Get them in there. You have half the ingredients on your hand.
Just mix it all together. You
like
don't
you did.
do it that
don't
way.
do that. Just like you did with the cookie dough.
Yeah, just squish your fingers in there and roll it around. There. Get all of it. All the meat. Grab that meat too. Get your hands right down inside of there and squish it together. Squish, squish, squish. Move it around. Look, look. This is what you do. Mix it around. Your fingers are turning into like goo, jelly, instead of squishing the stuff. All right. So what you want to do is you want to grab the meat like this, and knead it like you're kneading dough, so it gets all squishy in between your fingers. All right. Until it all turns into like basically one big squishy blob, and all the meat is covered in your nice seasonings. Now you can use extra seasoning if you want. I'm not using an extra seasoning because the breadcrumbs are already seasoned. So I'm not going to use any more seasoning, or else it'll end up probably not tasting very good. If you use too much seasoning, it's one thing that I have learned in my several years of cooking is don't use too much seasoning on anything. Just use the right amount, or else stuff starts tasting really, really funky. Because if you put too much like basil or oregano or something like that on there, especially if you're using rosemary is a very potent seasoning. So if you're going to be using it, use it sparingly. Try to use it as directed, should I say. Alright, so now this is a nice gushy blob. And we can't make patties out of that. So what we need to do is add in, I need somebody to open up the breadcrumbs. Alright. So let's start with probably about a half a cup. So probably about that much. That much seems good. Just like that. We'll mix that in. Definitely.
Probably half a cup per pound.
It's probably about 2 cups for 2 pounds. Again, like I said, we're guessing at this. So this is more of a consistency kind of thing. You just got to keep on working it until it gets to the consistency that you want it to.
Basically until it sticks together.
Yeah, pretty much. This is still a mushy blob of goo. Like, it's still going to be semi-mushy when you get it together. But now, actually, the funniest part about this is technically you don't even have to do this. This is just seasoned. This is like seasoning for your hamburgers.
And have to keep it together.
If you really want to go like all natural and that kind of stuff, you can basically just take your meat, your ground beef, and just mold it into patties. You don't even have to put any seasoning or anything on it.
Or eggs or anything.
Yep. Just mush it into patties, separate it, mush it into patties. Put some more on there. And it's about another half cup-ish. Ish, I say.
Not bad since I measured that completely through the camera.
Yep. And we're just mixing it together until it looks more like dough. Now the other thing. Need the dough.
Meat dough.
Meat dough. Yes. I had a big epiphany today. I want to make meatloaf, and then use it as an actual loaf of bread, and make a sandwich out of it. That would be great. I think that would be awesome. I think we might need just like one more half cup. There you go, perfect. Alright, that's about a cup. So yeah, we were about right the first time. It's about 2 cups.
1 cup per pound.
1 cup per pound.
Approximately.
Yeah. And again, don't take our measurements for this because we're not using a measuring container. On top of the fact that it's, especially this section, is very much just eyeball and guesstimation. So until the meat basically sticks. What?
We're using eyeballs?
Yes, eyeballs and guesstimations. You know, guesstimation is a great recipe or a great seasoning.
We're putting eyeballs and guesstimations in that?
Yeah.
As in actual eyeballs and actual guesstimations?
What do you think a guesstimation is?
It's a guess estimation.
A guesstimation is like is an even rougher version of estimating.
Estimating is usually still based on a medical, like an actual measurement.
Actual measurement. This is more guesstimation because of the fact that I don't know exactly. I've never actually made hamburgers before, so I'm going by total. This is what generally works for other things. So
I figured this is how you make meatballs, so.
Yeah, pretty much. It's actually pretty much the same way that you make meatloaf as well. Only most people usually put real onions as opposed to, onion powder. But
We only use onions in this house for certain things.
for specifics.
Onion rings. Cannelloni.
Shirts?
You use onions for shirts?
Onion rings for shirts. Good job. All right. You get a little bit on the table, you just pick it back up.
As long as it's clean.
Yes, you should always be working with a clean surface. You should never be working on dirty surfaces. Always make sure to clean your kitchen before you cook.
Right.
I think this is pretty much done.
Make an A out of it.
You could have made an A out of it. Since your name is Anthony, we could have put your name in it if you were doing it. But now I'm doing it, so I should be putting a big F or a big M. Or a big B.
Or an
That
R
sounded rude.
for red.
Put a big B in it. That's not right.
A big D and it stands for Dad.
There we go. That's better. I like that one better. Big D.
Dad.
So, we've got our mix. We've got our meat all sorted out, ready to go.
Hey, there's some garbage.
So, I'm not going to pause it. Or, I'm not going to wash my hands. Sorry, not pause it. I'm not going to wash my hands because my hands are already caked in the stuff that I'm going to be using next. So, once you have your nice big dough meatball, doughy meatball, you got your nice big doughy meatball there. Ah! It sticks to things like crazy. What you want to do is take the meat and start portioning it out into patties.
And flatten it out
Yeah.
when you...
What you can do is make nice, decent sized meatballs like that, and then just flatten them. Flatten them. Just like that.
But make sure there's no cracks.
And turn them into patties. They don't have to have no cracks. You can turn them into anything at this point.
They
You can
can...
turn them into hockey pucks. You can turn them into freaking zombies. You can use cookie cutters and make weird shapes out of them, like bunny rabbits and
Hearts.
weird things that most people don't want to eat anyways. And you want to try and make them fairly thick. So I got this one about that thick. I think that would probably be the thinnest that you would want to go because you have to remember that these are actually going to shrink when you put them on the barbecue as well. And actually, that's another thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to be barbecuing. So I'll be taking you out in my backyard and showing you my barbecue, showing you how to do proper barbecuing as well. So we've got it down here, and what I've done is actually put it onto a wax paper sheet, little wax paper square, and we're just going to keep piling those up and making the next one.
And then once we're done, the last one will put the last piece and then we're done.
There we go. And see how they're sticking together really nicely? That's perfect. That means that you did something right. There we go. I'm not really concerned over what they look like, the shape, because they're all going into stomachs anyways,
Honestly, it's the burger bun.
as long as they fit a burger bun. Yeah. So your squares, your pieces of squares for your your wax paper doesn't have to be the same size as your burger, as long as it keeps the burgers apart from each other. Because you don't want to stick two burgers together. Because if you do, you stick them together like that, all of a sudden they don't come apart. And if you want to be really specific with this, you can always get yourself a scale and measure out each individual ball. Make sure that they're all the same size, and then you can squash them all down after that.
You can also find yourself a cookie cutter that's round and just lay it out like dough. Roll it out like dough, and then just cookie cutter it, and then whatever you have left, put it all together and cookie cutter it.
Like I said before in the other videos, if they look perfectly even and perfectly shaped exactly the way that you need them, either that person took way too much time on their food for extra presentation, which is admirable but unnecessary, or they used food from the store. They did not make it themselves. So we are good to go with our burgers. How many burgers do we have here? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 burgers.
I think we're good for dinner.
13 burgers. Holy crap, and we're feeding 4. Fantastic.
There's 3 burgers for each. That's not bad.
12 actually.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
I think you
Oh,
Did you say double clicked on that
Yeah.
one?
Just double click.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14.
All of a sudden, Anthony found
All of a
out
sudden,
14.
I've counted it twice and I found 13. And all of a sudden he's looking at it and going, oh, no, there's not 13. There's only 12. Wait, there's 14.
Oh, wait.
All right, I'm going to wash my hands and then we'll take you out to the backyard and we'll fire up the barbecue. All right. Come with me. We will go out to the backyard. All this stuff. That's where I sit outside. And this is my barbecue. So, what we're going to do is we're going to lift up the barbecue. And it looks kind of gross and disgusting right now. But what we're going to do is we're going to turn on the barbecue full blast. Perfect. Last one, always. So, we got the flames going. It's
with
nice
ours.
and hot already. And we're going to let that heat up just a little bit for about 5 minutes or so. If you come over here, you can see we've got like a thermostat on the front. It's actually really kind of cool. So once that hits about 20 or 200, 250, then we can open it back up and clean off the grill. And then we'll start throwing the barbecue, the burgers on. So we're back. And the temperature is actually way up at about 325 now, right there. About 325. About 325, getting real close to 350. We've only been sitting here for maybe about 2 minutes. So it
1
doesn't
minute.
take very long. This is one of the reasons why people love to cook on a barbecue, because it takes no time at all. You do that on a stove and it takes like a good 10-15 minutes at least. So we've got our nice big flames going on here. And what you want to do is you want to take your little cleaning brush and just go over the entire thing. Make sure that you get all that crap off. Because honestly, charcoal is good for you, but it doesn't taste very good. So unless you like that kind of stuff, I would strongly advise getting rid of as much of as much of it as you can off of the barbecue before you start cooking.
Try and make sure you don't leave bristles on there too, because that just tastes gross and prickly. Yeah,
Those things? Yeah, they're gross and they don't taste very good going down. They don't feel very good either.
No.
But yeah.
Trip to the hospital for that
This,
one.
whoa,
Ah, Leaning Town of Burgers just fell over.
our
Anthony,
burgers
go
just
get.
fell over.
Anthony, go get another plate.
Actually, I'm just going to start putting this straight on, so I'm just going to leave my hand here until I get this back to where I need it. And
Leaning Tower
stack.
Burgers.
Just going to grab a stack of these
Okay, never mind, Anthony.
and start throwing them on. So what you want to do, take your burgers, start putting them on. But you got to take off the
The wrapper.
wrapper first. So I like to keep them on and then just peel it off after I get it on. That's my own little thing. I do that with regular burgers as well.
How about you give those to Anthony?
Here, you can hold on to those. Nice and easy. And you just toss them on. Be careful because it's very, very hot, so you got to be careful with your hands.
I don't know if you can hear that, but it's sizzling already.
Yep. There we go. And that one is not the other two. Oops.
Hey, look, you made yourself a 10-ounce burger.
Almost. Alright. Now these ones are going to be a little bit easier. This barbecue that I have actually should be able to hold at least 9, if not a couple more.
You made yourself 2 of them.
What?
3 of them.
There's quite a few of them actually. I probably could have actually made these smaller and had more of them.
We could technically invite your family over for dinner.
Yeah, probably.
Send them a text message. Dinner's ready in 10 minutes. Get over here.
There we go.
Wow.
And we're going to keep our plate here just for something to rest our thing on. And then you close it up and reduce the heat. With mine, I need to reduce the heat on all of them except for the center one. Actually, I think it's this one? Oh, it's this one. I have to put it down to about 3/4 or a third. Seriously. Oh goodness, those are already starting to smell great. So then you want to just wait until the temperature kind of rises back up to about 250, 300-ish. See that? It's at, what is it at right now? We've got it at about 200. So
250, 300.
now it's a little bit of a waiting game. So we just kind of sit here and let it go. Now, with mine, you kind of have to be very careful, see that? With the ones in the center, because they will cook way faster.
And they look like normal burgers now.
Now they just look like regular burgers. Oh, look at that.
That's what regular old burgers look like.
So now you want to make sure that
Canada.
they're actually cooking and you're not flipping them well before their time. Or else you're going to end up with burgers that aren't being cooked properly and potentially making yourself sick. Or anybody that you're feeding sick. And that's not a good thing.
Nope, it's not a good.
But you can kind of see right now that these are actually, they've already kind of shrunk a little bit. They're not going to shrink as much as, like, say, a store-bought one, but they will shrink just a little bit more than what you think. So we're just going to slide these guys all in just a little bit so that they all get a little bit more heat. And maybe I can get some more of these guys just a little bit. This one. Over here. This guy too. Because the sides on my barbecue don't work very well. So they don't cook very evenly. There we go. Just push them down and get some of that grease out so they're not so greasy.
And
Kind
it
of flattens them a little bit more
sizzles.
as well. And then again, just close it up and let the temperature rise again.
Rise to what?
About 200-ish. Because you don't want to leave them for too long not without checking them, or else you're probably going to end up with black hockey pucks, is what we like to call them. But basically just charcoal burgers. And unless you like that kind of thing, they're not good. Flatten these out a little bit and get rid of some of the grease. And then move them off to the side so that they can stay
Hi,
warm.
burgers.
They're not cooking. They're not being overcooked. Look at all those nice juices.
Yummy.
Yeah.
Yummy,
That
yummy.
one's done.
Done.
Is this one good? This one's starting to look real good as well. Oh yeah. All right. So I think we're gonna pause it so that we can kind of speed up this a little bit, because basically it's just the same thing over and over again. Just move your burgers onto the hot spots and let them cook. So
Yep.
this is kind of a boring spot. So we will pause the video and we will be back as soon as these are all done and ready to plate. All right, so I've taken over the camera. Now we've had everything all sorted out. We've got everything all sorted out. We're ready to go, and our barbecue is, we've actually turned off the first two, and we're leaving that one on low for now because we have all of our hamburgers. Whoops. We have all of our hamburgers in this lovely little pot, which should be nice and warm. Ooh, that is warm. Okay, and we've got them all in there just keeping warm because we're still kind of waiting for the what are they called? French fries. That's it. We're still waiting for the French fries. God, it's bright out here. So I'm gonna move that over here. So basically, what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna leave them in here like this. We're gonna leave them in here like this, and then this is actually a really good way of doing things. If you need to, what you can do. Thank you. We're gonna need those in a second. What you can do is you can actually do this, which we're doing is taking a pot that you know can withstand barbecue, and put it in, put all of your stuff in there and let it just heat up or stay hot. Or what you can do is the same thing, but if you don't have a pot, you can just put it onto the side that's cool. So So you're still getting heat over here, but it's not as hot. All right. So the other thing that I wanted to show you was once you're done, make sure that those are off. Again, same thing with your stove. Always make sure that it's off. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this again, this thing, and just scrape off, or just run it over top, basically, because you're not really scraping anything off right now. Just anything that that gets stuck, you want to kind of make sure that it, don't touch that. You want to make sure that it's off. So then we'll move this over here, just so you don't get bugs and that kind of thing. We'll do it that way. And there we go. And that should be ready to shut down and get going on the rest of dinner. All right. So see you in a bit. So Mommy's making the gravy. We got the gravy over there. We've got our French fries in the deep fryer, looking all nice and bubbly and golden brown. They still need a little bit more time. And we've got a couple that are already ready to go right here. And the kids are just getting out some condiments for our stuff, or for our burgers. And don't forget the buns. These ones we use whichever buns you like. Whatever buns you like, just use those ones. As long as they're hamburger buns, they're good to go. And yeah, I think.
Get a big scrapey and just grab 2 pieces of bread and stick it down.
Yeah, exactly. If you don't want to, if you have an issue with burger buns, just use bread. Yeah. Or if it's for the moment. But our burgers are looking phenomenal. They actually turned out really, really well, and they smell delicious.
Do you need the sriracha?
What? Maybe. We'll see. All right. So we've got everything all sorted out. We've got our burgers. This is the one that I made, and it's looking pretty good. Mommy just usually eats one with nothing on it. It's kind of weird. But we got the gravy and the French fries. For some reason I'm having issues with French fries today, so we're gonna get that all sorted out. I've got some jalapeno cheese on the bottom of that one, so it's gonna make it really nice and good. Look at that, beautiful. Elizabeth's still not done that because she's grating some cheese for the gravy, so we can have poutine, baby. And Anthony's got his gravy and his French fries pretty much all done. Excuse me. And his burger, he decided to take one of the biggest ones possible. But they did shrink a little bit. So we've got all of our condiments. We've got a little bit more sriracha if anybody wanted it. And basically you guys can put it's a burger, right? You guys can put whatever the hell you want on it. We got relish, mustard, ketchup, pickles, and our burgers. Our lovely, yummy, beautiful looking burgers. And the gravy. So, actually, the funniest part about it is if you want to take the burgers, put the gravy all over it, it's a Salisbury steak. But, how do they taste, guys? If Mommy says it's good, then it's usually good. A little bit more spice? Well, there you go.
I cut it off and my cup while I was trying to find, so.
How did you guys
Well, you're gonna have to watch the video to find out. Anyways, so it's 3 out of 4, and here, you know what? Hold that. I'm gonna give mine a try. Look at that cross section. Meat's perfectly cooked. And it's got just the right amount of taste, I think. You don't want it to be too overly flavored, or else there's no point in putting anything on it. But that's all that we have for this. It actually turned out really well, surprisingly enough. Again, the breading or the bread that you put into it, it's optional. If you don't want to put it in, that's not a big deal. You can just use the eggs and the seasoning, whatever seasoning you want. And yeah, turns out pretty awesome. Nice and simple. Hardly anything to do with it. So, thanks guys for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button if you like this kind of stuff, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, so that you can keep up with everything that we're doing. And yeah, if you're new to the channel, definitely hit that subscribe button so you can keep up with everything that we're doing. And don't forget to leave me a comment down below, letting me know what kind of stuff you're into, what kind of things that you're doing recently. And if you have any meal ideas, for sure, leave those in the comments down below. Anything that you've done recently that you like, or anything that you know of that you've never tried before. Give it a try, or throw it down in the comments down below, and we'll give it a try and let you know whether or not we like it. And yeah, maybe it'll end up in another video. But till that video, take it easy.